she has to go to Victoria for a fusion. So I can't walk as fast as Becky. She's the fastest walker I ever met in my life. Like, it's a slow jog for me. So she failed to tell you that she has to die on the operating table twice. So she doesn't run, but she can walk. And 2 half marathons and a 10K and another half marathon down the road, Just don't let anything stop you, right? Don't let your weight stop you, because you can do anything, as Andy will tell you right now.
So, my name is Andrew McLean. A lot of you see me around the gym. I've been here. A lot of you know me from some high school. Some married to me, unfortunately. A year ago, my wife contacted Beth and decided that she was going to join the biggest of the boot camp. And I, at 455 pounds, did not want to see anybody see me work out. Didn't want to see it. Didn't want them to see me. So I went the private training route. So I went with Beth a couple times a week, turned into 3 times a week, and that was almost exactly a year ago today. When the Canucks were in the playoffs last year, Danny bought me this jersey, and it was too small. But now I'm just too cheap to throw a good thing. But I went from a 5XL to a medium. I lost progressively 20 pounds a month, every month. And that is the most emotional story I've ever heard. My story is emotional. I get emotional. I think it's because when you're starting something that is so big like this, it's impossible not to get emotional. We're running the half marathon this weekend. Biggest fear is crying in public. Probably going to happen.
So we don't get emotional. I'm a crier.
It might actually happen within minutes. But I was going to try and break this talk down into before, during, and after. And I don't get a lot of people asking me questions, but please, if you ever do, I'm accessible. I'll ask you after this if you have any questions. Before, when I started with Beth, I was walking on a treadmill for 15 minutes at a 0 incline, and I was gassed. That was my life. I thought one day I'd take my dog out for a run, so I was going to go run a telephone pole. I used to do that in high school. Run a telephone pole, walk one, run one, walk one. And I got to the top of the driveway and almost wanted to collapse. So when Danny said this, she wants to do this big super boot camp, I thought, great, I'll come, I'll listen, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go to private training route because I didn't really want you guys to see me working out because that's the mindset of somebody who's big. About 3 months into it, I started coming to classes, and you guys saw me periodically, and things like box exercise and step and band and ball and things like that. And you progress, and it's not a 16-week cure. There is no cure. If isogenics works, we'd be doing it. Right? If there was a pill for it, we'd be gobbling it down. It is hard work. It is eating right. It is an everyday thing. For me, I didn't, after a great week of eating right, working out, I didn't feel like, okay, I deserve to go get a beer or a pizza or things like that. What I deserved to lose 2-3 pounds that week. Or I deserve to live an extra week. Or however your mindset has to change from. And again, I don't want to preach because that's what these guys do, but I just want to tell you my story. I didn't feel that I should treat myself with food anymore, because that was old Andrew. And old Andrew used to make a sale, go have fun. And having fun was eating out, drinking a lot. That was my life. And now, a good week for me is if I don't gain a pound, and if work goes great. But my mindset has changed. Now, you're not going to lose 250 pounds in a year and look at yourself and say, wow, you look skinny, because your mind doesn't go as fast as your body does. So you're still going to see yourself as big throughout this. But however you do, celebrate your little, again, I'm reaching, I don't mean to, but celebrate your wins. So when you lose a pound, something stale every day, so I always know where I'm at, and I probably 2-3 times a day right now because it's in our kitchen.
What's in your kitchen?
Yeah, it's happening. But yeah, so before, couldn't walk in the driveway. The during is hard. I train in the mornings. There's really nothing, no excuse not to get up at 6 because you're not doing anything else besides sleeping between 6 and 7. And if you are, but you work that early, I feel bad for you. But so you come, you work about, you have a good hour. And I work out 6 days a week, and you give yourself a day off, and that day off is not to go out and pig out because you deserve it because you just worked out 6 days in a row. That day off is for your body to heal. And that day I always actually lose more weight when my body's healing and I get a good amount of sleep and things like that. But I take an hour and a half per day, which is my time. And if it's here, if it's on a run, and again, I am not a runner, she will turn you into a runner. But that time is your time. So take that, turn the phone off. It's just, like Michelle says, for her, it's very social. For me, it's a time when no one can get to me. And that, in a world where we're so accessible, I believe you need your time. Life now is better. There's no other way to put it. People, it is very sad, and I always said this is very sad, but people treat me better. And I think that is one of the worst things that society does, but I'm very public in that I put my face out everywhere. So it's people keep saying I gotta take my photos and things, and we will, but things I was afraid to do before, I'm no longer afraid. So we do, Danny and I went on our first trip in 3 years because I didn't actually want to know if I did or did not fit on a plane. If I was going to sit down and need the extender belt or actually had to buy 2 seats. And I didn't want to know that, so we just didn't do it. So for the last 4 or 5 years, my life was put on hold. And I can tell you 100 stories about going to sit at a restaurant and wondering if I'm actually going to be able to fit in that booth, or if I'm going to actually break that chair. And I have those thoughts go through your head daily as somebody is big, and I get that. But it is what she said is 16 weeks. You hear stories of people lose 18 pounds in 16 weeks. I mean that is great. I have lost 250 pounds, but there's a lot of people in this room who have lost 50, 60, 80, and celebrate that. That's the only other thing I'll preach about it is every time you see the scale move down, celebrate, but don't do it with food and alcohol, and don't feel like you deserve to have a candy bar or things like that. But just know that if you give yourself a year from start to finish, the next 30 will be great. So that's all I have. If anyone ever has any questions about
I'll tell you one thing with Andrew, okay? Andrew was like the model, guy in the sense of he stuck to the plan. Did he have a beard here and there? Yeah. It's the forever plan, right?
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
did.
didn't.
Once in a blue moon.
No, he didn't. I can attest to it. It was not that much
I
fun.
have one with Very rare. He just chose not to because that's the way he is. He chose to stick to the plan. He went through the drive-through king to now he's, the gourmet cooking home. Because that's how serious he was. Because I can tell you he wasn't willing to his 3. He was going to die. There's just no way. You can't, the rate he was gaining and where he was going and, the type of job and the celebration that was happening, that it was just not going to survive. So, was that a huge amount of weight? Men will always lose more than women. Why? Our weight is controlled by our hormones, unfortunately. Doesn't mean that we can't lose. It just means that our hormones play a big factor. All right? So guys, just how it is. You guys don't look at, a French fry for a week and you lose 5 pounds. That's just how it's usually how it goes, right? Some women will lose more than other women. Everybody loses different. So if you lose a half a pound a week, go look at a half a pound of butter, slap it up your butt and go, yeah, I lost that, right? Celebrate that. If you maintain through your cycle, fantastic. Those are things you want to celebrate, right? Like Andrew says, we don't need to celebrate with food. That's just history. Celebrate, woo, food, woo, booze. How about the spa? How about a new pair of pants? How about new shoes or something you're looking for? A new tool or something, I don't know, whatever you're looking for, right? Reward yourself in a different way because you're going to have to buy new clothes. So, that's a way you can reward yourself. It will become a bit of an addiction, like Michelle said. It becomes a good addiction in the sense that it does become a bit of a family. Because look all around, you guys are going to see each other all the time for 16 weeks, and probably longer. It becomes, hey, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a hike? Oh, you like to bike? Oh, I like to bike. Let's plan a bike ride. Oh, you want to do walk? You want to go for a walk? Let's go walk. Oh, you're running? Great, let's do running together. Just becomes that way because you need to get to know everybody, and we'll make sure that happens because this is your support team. I'm available by text anytime. You're staring at a piece of chocolate cake and it's looking at you going, I want it. I'll help you through it. Because don't throw it in the garbage because 50-50 chance you'll pick it up. Don't go, because deep down, half of you will. And don't think you won't. It's just, that's how it is. If you're that bad, do that. Another thing, who cleaned out crap out of their house?
Eat every last bit of it.
There you go. If it's not around, it's a lot easier. Make sure you have support at home. Home support, friends and family, because I can tell you this is how it goes. Honey, you look so good. It's okay. Let's have some pizza tonight. It's all right. Oh, it's hot. Let's go for ice cream. Just how it is. Because if your spouse isn't on board, and if your spouse is heavier, or I call them a skinny fat person, skinny but never eats healthy, they never want to eat healthy by themselves. So lay down the law at home, because right now, like Michelle said, you kind of walk like this, and you guarantee 16 weeks, you're like, my jeans, I got my skinny jeans on, things just look better. You feel better. You stand taller. Your face is brighter. All of a sudden, you're like, you're glowing. That's when you start feeling better about yourself. It's the weight part of the scale is such a small part of it. It's all of a sudden, like I had the one girl first go around, she lost the least amount of weight and the most amount of inches. She lost a foot on her waist in 16 weeks. But she lost the least amount of weight. So everybody's different. What I care about is body fat percentage and inches and mental. The scale's the last thing I worry about because it's just a number. I want to see it. I don't want to see it go up. Things are going to happen. If you haven't worked out for a long time and now all of a sudden you eat new things, some of you will go into shock. Sugar addicts, carb addicts, you're not going to feel so good for the next couple weeks.